Have you ever noticed that some Polish people seem to shrink a little when talking to someone from places like Germany, France, or the UK? Maybe it's in the overly polite tone, the way they talk down their own country, or even the nervous chuckles when comparing Poland to its Western neighbors. It might seem like just modesty, but there's something deeper going on here. What if I told you that behind these behaviors is a fascinating mix of history, economics, and psychology that has shaped the way many Poles see themselves on the European stage? To really understand this, we need to look back in time. Poland is a country that's been through a lot. Centuries of invasions, partitions, and occupations have left scars that are hard to ignore. For over 100 years, Poland didn't even exist on the map after World War II. While Western Europe rebuilt with the help of the Marshall Plan and moved toward democracy and capitalism, Poland was dragged behind the Iron Curtain. Under communist rule, economic stagnation, shortages, and censorship were part of daily life. In contrast, the West became a kind of distant dream, something many Poles admired from afar, but couldn't access. And that dream never really faded, even when communism did. Fast forward to 2004. Poland joins the European Union. Suddenly, millions of Poles could move freely across borders. And they did. They went to the UK, Germany, the Netherlands, anywhere they could find better, paying jobs and a more stable life. But many of these jobs were low-status roles. Construction, cleaning, caregiving, honest work, but work that unfortunately came with judgment. Westerners, whether knowingly or not, developed stereotypes about Polish immigrants, and those stereotypes found their way back home. It's hard to hold your head high when the world sees your country as a provider of cheap labor. And then there's the influence of culture. For decades, Polish kids grew up on American movies, British music, French fashion. The West wasn't just richer. It looked cooler, freer, more modern. Subconsciously, that made Western Europe the standard to aspire to. It's no wonder that some Poles might feel like they have to prove themselves when talking to someone from London or Berlin. They've been told by media, by history, by their own families, that they're catching up, not keeping up. Language plays a role too. While English is widely taught in Poland, not everyone is fluent. And even for those who are, there's often a fear of not sounding native enough. Imagine being in a conversation where you're trying to express complex thoughts, but you're worried about grammar or pronunciation. That kind of anxiety can make anyone feel small, especially if you're speaking to someone who doesn't have to think twice about how they're talking. Older generations feel this the most. They grew up in a Poland where the West was almost mythological. Even now, decades after communism fell, that mindset lingers. It's not just about economics or language, it's about identity. For many, there's a sense that Poland has to earn its place at the European table, even though it's already proven time and again that it belongs. But here's the good news. This narrative is changing. A new generation of Poles is stepping up, proud of where they come from and unafraid to show it. They travel, they study abroad, they start businesses. They speak multiple languages with ease and take pride in their culture, their cities, their food, their music. Warsaw and Krakow aren't just beautiful, they're becoming hubs of innovation and creativity. The old inferiority complex is starting to fade, replaced by something more powerful: confidence. So if you meet a Polish person who seems a little hesitant or self-deprecating when talking about their country, be patient. You're not just talking to an individual. You're seeing the echoes of history, the weight of perception, and a country still shaking off a narrative it never asked for. And more importantly, you're also witnessing a transition, a generation that's rewriting the story. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced this dynamic firsthand. or if you think it's just a stereotype that's no longer relevant. And if you're Polish, how do you see yourself in the context of Europe today? I'd love to hear your thoughts.